you say you keep saying it's not new, but have we even addressed or identified why do people amass so much to themselves in the first place?
Fear of the future, fear of the uncertain. They're not prepared for it. Their mindset is so bastardized. They're not ready. The human nature thrives on creativity. The human nature, it's not the money that sustains you. It's your work. No matter how, your resourcefulness, let me use that word now. It may not be work, so that somebody doesn't feel bad. Your resourcefulness.
People say they are resourceful creatively, so they just amass certain things.
No, they are cheap thieves. They're stealing. I don't want to call it looting. The other person is a thief. You understand what I'm saying? It's not necessary, because that's why I think the president now, if you would engage someone in a National Orientation Agency, I think that'll be good for now, because the change mantra has ended with the election. Now, what's next? So I would even suggest Nigeria first. That slogan will work now. So he must take, the government must take us to another level. So that patriotic approach, where you see Nigeria as first, and then the government must work hard and carry Nigerians along. That's why at the local government level, I'm looking at things like that. Because I worked in Ogara, I've seen how people can settle for 1,500 naira a day, and they're happy. Because we're in Lagos, you may think 100,000 naira a month is nothing. But to those people, it's good enough.
But do you think those institutions, schools, sectors, structures that we had those days to just impress upon our minds as young people, think Nigeria first? Do you think they've achieved a lot? Because from some of the people you've spoken with, young ones too,
did they
see Nigeria first?
Yes, they did. Because people still love this country, and people are working. My mates, I'm 41, and I discovered that some of my friends are still, that thing brought me here. I didn't get involved in 419. You did not get involved in 419. Though it was thriving then, but we even at that time, some of us could not eat. But you see, the creative mind was at work. We had gone to school. We were told that it's not about money. Are you following me? You are not getting trained to get a job, but you're getting trained to create a job. I was told that.
But the thing is this.
Yes.
If you look at some people who have decided, some people will say that some of the things that, differentiates people who decided to go into 419 and those who decided to, to make something of their lives is the influences around them, family members, what have you. They had a strong community of some sort, and they perhaps believed in it. Do you think that we still have that kind of, family and community living in such a way that it encourages people to do the right thing?
We still have them, but it's really low. It's
very few. Low, right?
Yeah, very, very low. Because I almost don't want to go to church at times. And if I was a Muslim, I'm not sure I'd like to. I'll feel different if I was a Muslim, because I discovered that it's not, I think everywhere in the world, so people like the easy way out. But you see, because the man at the top, some of us can have that strong will. We'll have different willpowers. Someone at the top, when the governor is diverting funds for projects and meaningful projects that will create jobs, to building a stadium, you begin to wonder what he's thinking, because I would have thought that
young people like to watch football.
What?
Let's bring the football games to our states.
No, we like to watch football, but how will they? After watching football, you need to pay your bills. After watching football, you need to feed your home, you need to feed your family, you need to feed yourself.
But the stadium will also need to be maintained.
It's going to be maintained.
Employed to maintain the stadium.
Yeah, but the size of the chunk, the number of people you can take off the take off the unemployment, the pool of unemployment. How would you compare that to if you had done something much more engaging in terms of sizable number of employments, if you had done something else?
This example you used.
Yes.
Some will say it's subjective.
I know it's subjective.
There are people who are talented.
Yeah, I know.
Sports-wise.
I know.
A lot of them have nowhere to train, nowhere to practice. And
the stadium.
Maybe that's what the government is thinking.
No, that's the only reason.
Building the stadium, these people will have a place to come and train and practice, and then those that will maintain the stadium will be employed.
I agree with you. One flaw I saw in the Niger Delta was, because that stadium is in the Niger Delta area, was the destruction of the so-called mushroom refineries. Some of these governors were there. That state is an oil-producing state. I worked in that state for a while on the largest platform in the world. It's in that same state. Are you following me? You know, you see that, you know, he would have, and the refineries were not working after that time. Are you following me? And then these young men were setting up mushroom, as the government called it, refineries, and the mushroom refineries was producing condensate, a low-grade petrol that was being bought by who? If there was no ready market, that they would not flourish. So I was wondering, why was the government destroying the mushroom refineries?
Because they were also stealing crude.
They were stealing crude. Fine. If, after destroying the mushroom refineries, those guys have been able to establish a miniature fractional distillation system, and then you come and you have given licenses to people to set up refineries, and they don't do anything about it, your problem is solved. You bring those mines, yes, you have destroyed it, then you engage them. Because a refinery, no matter how small it is, the smallest of 5,000 liters, 5,000 barrels a day, can engage at least 15,000 workers. So why not engage those people? After destroying them, you now send, they are now back to kidnapping and all of that. So, you know, it's a colossal failure. A monumental one.
But you were telling us about family.
Family, okay.
Because one of the things you were saying is, I don't like to go to church. If you're to relate that to the, what's the name, to the community, the communities in some cases know about these young people who are into refineries, these little illegal refineries they have been called, and oftentimes protect them, you know. But once or twice, maybe you'll get some people also talking about giving information to the security agents, perhaps, you know, to also help them do their job. But can you help us draw the link in terms of why it is that you feel that, you know, communities and families are not doing enough?
Yeah, you see, community and families are not doing enough. I think poverty is responsible for that, but that's not enough. We've all been poor before. Some of us, we're not born with silver spoons. But the thing is, I would have preferred that the previous government, you know, paid attention to orientation at the grassroots. The pipeline is your own. It's enough. The pipeline is it's passing by us, but it's your own. You should protect it. But because of insincerity of the government, they can't even come up with stuff like that. Because there's a documentary I watched on this pipeline issue. It was the boys who were, some of them, a particular village, I don't want to generalize it, in a particular village, 2 young men had gone, I'm talking about present, there's a documentary covered, it's on the internet. They had gone, they bust the pipeline, they got crude, and they told the reporter that it was a contractor who was fixing that pipeline, who had told them to bust that pipeline, give them money so he would get a job to maintain that pipeline. You see the cycle. Now the boys did it because nobody has told them otherwise. If someone had told them, it's your own, perhaps it would have, like, you know, that information at the background may have prevented that. So you see, when you do not prefer, you don't come first, you don't have a firm grip, the orientation agency is not even working right now. You know, those in charge of press, I don't know, maybe they need to do something. I don't know what their timelines are, their outlines are. But I think we need Nigerians to be carried along from now.